Have you ever felt like you are stuck in the same place, wanting to become a better version of yourself, but unsure where to start? What if the secret to a happier, more peaceful life is already within you, waiting to be uncovered? Imagine waking up every day feeling calm, clear, and ready to face whatever comes your way. This is not a dream, but something that anyone can achieve by understanding a simple but powerful way of living. Picture a small stream that keeps flowing no matter what obstacles appear in its path. Like that stream, we all have a natural strength inside us that can help us move forward with ease and confidence. But often, life's distractions cover this strength with worries, anger, and confusion. What if there was a gentle guide that could help you clear away these blocks and discover the calm that lies beneath? This guide exists, and it has helped millions find peace and happiness in their daily lives. Welcome to Wisdom Woven, a place where ancient wisdom meets modern life to help you grow and transform. Here, you will learn simple, wise teachings from Buddhism that can help you become the best version of yourself. Together, we will explore ideas and practices that have supported people for thousands of years on their journey to happiness. So stay with us and open your heart to new possibilities. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.3% subscribe. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us and helps more seekers find this path to a better life. Don't miss out on the valuable insights and transformation waiting for you. At the heart of Buddhism is the understanding that life is always changing. Nothing stays the same, and this truth can bring freedom once we accept it. When we stop holding tightly to what we want to keep the same, we open ourselves to growth and happiness. This can be as simple as noticing your breath or feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin. These small moments help you ground yourself and find peace in the now. Life often feels overwhelming because our minds are busy chasing after things like success, approval, or pleasure. Buddhism teaches that this endless chasing is a source of suffering, but it also offers a way out. A path where we learn to be content with what is and let go of things that cause pain. This doesn't mean giving up goals or dreams, but seeing them with clear eyes and a calm heart. One of the most beautiful things about this path is kindness, starting with kindness toward yourself. So many times, we are our own harshest critics. Buddhism invites you to treat yourself with the same care and respect that you would offer a dear friend. When you practice kindness to yourself, you begin to heal and grow stronger. The journey to a better you is not about perfection, but about understanding and patience. There will be days when you feel lost or tired, and that is okay. Every step, no matter how small, is part of the path. With each moment of awareness, you bring yourself closer to peace and joy. In the next parts of this series, we will dive deeper into how your mind works, how to be more aware of your thoughts and emotions, and how simple practices can change your life. But first, remember that the power to change is already inside you. You are capable of more peace, more happiness, and a better you. Stay close to this journey. Wisdom Woven is here to guide and support you all the way. Together, let's uncover the path to a brighter, kinder, and more peaceful life. Thank you for beginning this voyage with us. Remember to like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Your presence here is a beautiful step towards a better you. Understanding the nature of the mind is one of the most important steps on the journey to becoming a better you. It is like learning the language of your own heart and mind. Imagine for a moment. The mind is like an ocean, wide and deep, sometimes calm and peaceful, other times stormy and turbulent. Just as sailors learn to navigate the sea, you can learn to understand the ever-changing waves of your mind. Many people believe the mind is just thoughts and feelings that come and go randomly. But it's more than that. At its core, the mind is aware. It watches the thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they arise and pass away. This awareness is always present, even if we don't always realize it. When you begin to cultivate this awareness, you start to see your mind clearly, not as something you are caught up in, but as something you can observe gently. This simple shift from being caught in thoughts to watching them can bring a deep peace. For example, think about a time when you were worried or upset. Often, what adds to the pain is how much we believe those worries and feelings completely. We are swept away by the stories our mind tells us. But what if you could just notice the worry like clouds passing in the sky? You don't have to fight them or follow them. You simply watch them and let them pass. In Buddhism, it's said that much of our suffering comes from misunderstanding the mind and reality. We think the mind is fixed, or we are defined by our thoughts and emotions. This leads to fear, anger, jealousy, or sadness. But the truth is, the mind is like water flowing in a river, always moving, always changing. When you learn this, you stop being a prisoner to your thoughts. One way to understand the nature of the mind is through meditation. Meditation is not about forcing your mind to be empty or perfect. It's about returning, again and again, to the present moment with kindness. When you sit quietly and watch your breath, you begin to see how your mind moves. Sometimes it's quick, chattering, or worried. Other times, it becomes calm and clear. Each time you gently return to your breath, you strengthen your ability to be calm no matter what is happening around you. This practice of watching your mind closely helps you recognize patterns. Perhaps you notice that when you are stressed, your mind jumps to worries about the future. Or maybe when you are lonely, it clings to memories of the past. These patterns shape how we live, but are usually hidden from view because we are caught up in them. Bringing these patterns into awareness is like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly you see what was invisible before. Understanding the mind is not something you can rush. It is a gentle, ongoing process. Just like a gardener tends to plants patiently, you learn to care for your mind. Sometimes you notice flowers of kindness, peace, or joy growing. Other times, weeds of doubt or fear appear. With patience and care, the good qualities grow stronger, and the weeds become less. There is also an important lesson about the mind's relationship to the world. We tend to believe that what we see, hear, and feel outside is permanent and real. But Buddhism teaches that everything in the world, including our experiences, is impermanent. Things are always changing. People, situations, even our feelings. When you understand this deeply, you begin to let go of clinging or grasping for things to stay the same. This is the beginning of freedom from suffering. Another kindness you give yourself through understanding the mind is letting go of self-judgment. It is natural to believe that sometimes we are bad or not good enough because of what our mind tells us. But these are just thoughts, not truths. When we look deeply, we see that the mind is made up of many different voices. Some voices are kind, some are fearful, some are angry. You are not any one of these voices. You are the awareness that hears them. This awareness is always here, waiting patiently for you to notice. It is the silent friend who understands your joys and sorrows without judgment. When you connect with this part of yourself, you find a place of deep rest and safety that no external situation can shake. This is the heart of mindfulness and wisdom. The nature of the mind is also closely linked to compassion. When you understand your own mind with kindness, it becomes easier to understand others. You realize that everyone experiences struggles, fears, and hopes. This realization softens the heart and opens the door to true connection and love. Throughout this path of understanding, it's important to remember that every thought and feeling is like a visitor. They come and go naturally. You don't need to hold on or push them away. Simply let them be, and you will find that your mind slowly becomes clearer and more peaceful. In daily life, this understanding can help in many ways. When you face difficult people or stressful situations, remembering that your mind can observe these experiences without getting overwhelmed is a great gift. You learn to respond rather than react, choosing calm over chaos. This creates space for wise choices and more happiness. Sometimes, the mind can feel noisy and restless, especially when life is hard. It's easy to think there is something wrong with you, but this is just the mind's nature to move and change. By practicing gently observing your mind, you are learning a skill that will help you through all kinds of challenges. One simple practice to start with is to bring your attention to the present moment several times a day. Notice the sensations in your body, the sounds around you, or your breath coming and going. This helps you step out of automatic reactions and into conscious living. With time, this way of being becomes natural. You don't need to meditate all day to feel this calm. You carry it with you like a gentle friend, ready to help whenever needed. This is the power of understanding your mind. It changes how you live and how you relate to yourself and the world. To become a better you, look deeply into your mind with curiosity and kindness. Notice its waves, its stillness, its light, and its shadows. This journey is both simple and profound. The more you practice, the more you realize that peace is not somewhere else, but right here within you. The wisdom of the mind offers a path to freedom. Not freedom from life's difficulties, but freedom in the heart to meet them with courage and love. When you embrace this path, you are already growing into a better you every single day. This understanding is not meant to be kept secret. It is a gift to be shared with others through your actions, your words, and your presence. As you become more aware and kind to your own mind, you inspire those around you to do the same. Together, this creates a world with more peace and understanding. Remember, the mind is like an ocean, and you are the wise sailor learning how to navigate its depths with patience and care. This journey is your lifelong companion, guiding you to the true treasure, your peaceful, compassionate heart. Hold this truth close. In every moment, you have the choice to watch your mind with gentle awareness. This simple but powerful practice is the foundation of all growth and happiness. Trust in the process, be kind to yourself, and know that a better you is already unfolding from within. The power of self-awareness is like a gentle light shining on the path you walk. When you begin to notice yourself, the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you respond, you open the door to change. Self-awareness is not about judging yourself or finding faults, but about understanding who you are in a tender and honest way. It is the foundation of becoming a better you, because without knowing yourself, it is hard to grow. Imagine walking through a forest on a misty morning. The trees are tall, and the path is not always clear. Suddenly, a soft light breaks through the fog, showing you where to step safely. Self-awareness works in the same way. It helps you see clearly what happens inside you, so you can move forward with confidence and peace. Many people go through life on autopilot, not truly knowing what makes them happy, sad, or stressed. They react to situations without understanding why. This is like living in a house with the lights off. Everything is confusing and dark. When you practice self-awareness, you are turning on the lights in your house. You begin to understand your thoughts and feelings more clearly, and this understanding is the key to making wise choices. Self-awareness also helps you understand your habits and patterns. For example, you might notice that when you feel angry, your mind starts to tell stories about being wronged or treated unfairly. These stories can pull you into a cycle of pain. But when you bring awareness to this moment, you see the anger rising like a wave. You don't have to ride it. You can let it flow and pass. This simple awareness gives you freedom. One beautiful thing about self-awareness is that it grows with practice. At first, it may seem small, like a flickering candle in the dark. But as you keep shining this light on your inner world, it grows stronger and steadier. You begin to notice things easily overlooked before. A tightness in your chest, a quiet fear in the mind, or a gentle happiness in a small moment. Each discovery brings you closer to yourself. When you live with self-awareness, you build a deep kindness toward yourself. You notice your mistakes, not as failures, but as part of learning. You hear the harsh voices inside, but you don't believe them fully because you know they are just one part of you. This kindness is like a warm blanket, wrapping you in understanding whenever life feels cold or difficult. Self-awareness also connects you to your true desires and needs. Often, people are caught up in wanting what others want or what society says is important. They lose touch with what truly matters to their hearts. When you become aware, you start to hear the quiet voice inside that speaks of your own hopes and dreams. You begin to live with more honesty and purpose. Being aware also means being present in the moment. Instead of worrying about the past or future, you gently bring your attention back to what is happening now. This simple act is powerful because life is happening right here, right now. When your mind stays present, you feel calmer and more alive. Self-awareness is not about perfection. It is normal for the mind to wander or for feelings to become strong. What matters is that you keep coming back without judgment. Think of a small child learning to walk. The child falls many times, but never gives up. Similarly, your self-awareness grows by patience and kindness, not by criticism. This practice helps you understand difficult emotions like fear, sadness, or jealousy. Instead of running away or pushing them down, you learn to meet them with care. You ask questions like, "What is this feeling trying to tell me?" Or, "How can I be kind to myself in this moment?" These questions open the heart and begin healing. Another gift of self-awareness is that it creates space in your mind. When you notice your thoughts, you see they are not all true or important. Some thoughts are just clouds passing by, and you don't have to hold on to them. This space gives you freedom to choose how to respond, rather than reacting automatically. In relationships, self-awareness shines like a beacon. When you understand your feelings and needs, you communicate more clearly and listen more deeply. You stop blaming others and start taking responsibility for your experience. This change creates more harmony and trust with the people around you. A powerful practice to nurture self-awareness is simple mindfulness. Mindfulness means paying attention to whatever is happening right now, inside and outside. For example, when you eat, you notice the taste, texture, and smell of the food. When you walk, you feel the ground under your feet. These acts bring you into the present and deepen your connection to life. As your self-awareness grows, you begin to notice the stories your mind tells. These stories often shape how you see yourself and the world. Some stories are hopeful and kind, while others are harsh and limiting. By seeing them clearly, you learn to choose which stories to listen to and which to let go. Self-awareness also reveals the beautiful complexity of being human. You see that you are not just one thing but many: strength and weakness, joy and sorrow, courage and fear. This acceptance helps you become whole, loving yourself with all your parts. The journey of self-awareness is ongoing. There will be days of clarity and days of confusion. This is natural and part of the human experience. The important thing is to keep going, returning again and again to watch your mind and heart with gentle attention. Sometimes, life's challenges bring strong emotions and thoughts that feel overwhelming. In these times, self-awareness acts like an anchor, holding you steady in the storm. You learn to breathe deeply, notice what is happening, and remind yourself that all feelings pass like waves. Through this deepening awareness, you might also begin to understand your deeper motivations. Why you want to be better, happier, or more peaceful. This understanding connects you to your true self, beyond fears or doubts. It is like discovering a calm lake beneath a rushing river. Self-awareness is described in Buddhism as the beginning of wisdom. With wisdom, you see life clearly and respond with kindness. You stop reacting out of fear or habit and start choosing peace and love. This change creates lasting happiness, not dependent on outside conditions. The mind, once understood with self-awareness, becomes a trusted friend rather than a stranger. This friendship brings joy and comfort every day. It invites you to explore life's mysteries with an open heart, knowing you are safe and supported. You may find that as your self-awareness grows, your sense of stress and anxiety lessens. When you can see the worries in your mind without being caught in them, you experience relief. This is a gentle freedom available to all. It is important to remember that self-awareness does not mean being stuck inside your head. It opens the door to greater connection, to yourself, to others, and to the world around you. You begin to see how everything is connected like threads in a beautiful tapestry. In practice, being self-aware means giving yourself small moments each day to pause and check in. How are you feeling? What is your mind doing? How is your body? These simple questions bring your attention back to you and your experience, making life richer and more meaningful. Over time, this habit of self-awareness slowly changes your character. You become more patient with yourself and others, more flexible in how you handle difficulties, and more clear about what brings you joy and peace. Self-awareness also helps you recognize when you are caught in unhelpful thoughts like comparison, blame, or self-doubt. Once noticed, these thoughts lose their power. You can gently let them go and return to a kinder, more truthful understanding of yourself. This journey is not always easy. Sometimes, painful feelings or memories arise, but with the light of self-awareness, you learn to meet them gently and without fear. This openness begins healing old wounds and frees you to live fully. Practicing self-awareness is like watering a garden. At first, it may seem small and slow, but with care, the garden blooms with kindness, peace, and joy. These qualities grow naturally as you stay present and attentive to your inner world. The power of self-awareness lies in its simplicity. You do not need special tools or techniques. You only need to be curious, kind, and willing to look within. This willingness sparks transformation and brings you closer to your true nature. Ultimately, self-awareness invites you to live with honesty and courage. You begin to understand yourself deeply and accept what you find with love. This acceptance is the foundation of all happiness. Remember, each moment is a fresh opportunity to see yourself clearly. When you practice self-awareness, you turn life into a beautiful discovery, uncovering the treasures hidden within your own heart and mind. This treasure is your true self, peaceful, wise, and compassionate. By embracing self-awareness, you start living from this place every day, becoming a better you not by changing who you are, but by seeing who you really are, with love and warmth. Attachments, the things we hold tightly in our hearts and minds, are among the greatest teachers and challenges on the path to becoming a better you. From the moment we are born, we begin to cling to people, to things, to ideas, and to simple moments of comfort. This clinging stems from a natural desire for happiness and safety, but it also binds us in invisible chains that limit our freedom and peace. Understanding and gently releasing these attachments is a powerful step toward a lighter, more joyful life. Imagine holding a delicate bird in your hand. If you hold it too tightly out of fear, the bird will struggle and suffer. But if you hold it gently with care, the bird feels safe and can eventually fly free. Our attachments can be like this too. When we grasp too tightly, we create suffering for ourselves and those around us. But when we learn to loosen our grip with kindness and insight, we open space for freedom and growth. In Buddhism, attachment is called tanha, often translated as craving or clinging. It is the desire to hold on to pleasure, avoid pain, or grasp at a sense of identity. While it might seem natural or even necessary, this craving actually breeds dissatisfaction. Because everything in life changes, people, possessions, feelings, our attachments set us up for disappointment and pain. Think for a moment about something you deeply desire. It might be success at work, approval from others, or a special relationship. Now imagine what would happen if that desire was not fulfilled exactly as you wanted. Often, the disappointment that follows can be heavy, even unbearable. This is the weight of attachment, pulling our hearts into sorrow and frustration. However, releasing attachments does not mean giving up what you love or becoming cold and indifferent. It means seeing the true nature of things as they are, changing, imperfect, and interconnected, and learning to appreciate them without clinging. It is a delicate balance between love and letting go, caring deeply yet without grasping. One gentle approach to this is mindfulness, the practice of being fully present with whatever arises without judgment or resistance. When you notice a longing or attachment within yourself, try to observe it like a curious observer. What does this attachment feel like in your body? What thoughts does it bring? By simply watching with kindness, the hold of attachment begins to soften. Another important teaching is impermanence. Everything in life is in constant flux. The flowers bloom and then wither. The sun rises and sets. When you deeply understand this truth, it changes how you relate to attachments. Instead of trying to hold on forever, you welcome change as part of the flow of life. This acceptance brings peace rather than struggle. Sometimes, attachments arise not only to external things, but also to ideas about ourselves. You may cling to a certain identity. I am shy. I am a failure. Or, I must always please others. These stories feel familiar, but they are not fixed truths. By recognizing that your identity is fluid and growing, you can gently let go of limiting beliefs and discover a freer, more expansive self. This process often brings up fear. The fear that without attachment, you will lose something essential. But the truth is, when you release attachments, you don't lose yourself. Instead, you find yourself more fully. You discover that your happiness and peace do not depend on anything outside of you, but come from a freedom that is always available. One simple practice to begin releasing attachment is to ask yourself, what am I holding on to that causes me pain? Then imagine breathing into that place with kindness and slowly letting it go. It may help to say quietly in your mind, I release this with love. This practice is not a quick fix, but a gentle, ongoing unfolding. The more you practice this letting go, the lighter and freer your heart becomes. Life still brings challenges, but you meet them with a calm center rather than being tossed about by every wave of craving or fear. This calm center is the true home of your spirit, always peaceful and unshaken. You may notice that releasing attachment also deepens your gratitude. When you no longer cling to expectations, you can appreciate what is right now, fully and without pushing for more. This gratitude opens your heart and expands your joy, even in simple moments. It is natural for attachments to arise again and again. You might feel stuck or pulled back into old patterns. This is part of being human and does not mean you have failed. Each moment offers a new chance to return to awareness and begin again with fresh kindness. In relationships, attachment often shows as possessiveness or fear of loss. When you understand this, you can approach your loved ones with more openness. You can love freely without trying to control or own them. This freedom creates deeper connection and trust. Sometimes attachment hides in desires for recognition or success. The mind tells stories that, "I must achieve this to be worthy." By gently watching these stories, you discover your true worth is not tied to achievements or praise, but comes from simply being alive and present. The wisdom of detachment is not about escaping life, but fully embracing it with open hands. It invites you to experience joy without clinging, sadness without resisting, and love without possessiveness. This balance is at the heart of freedom. As you cultivate this freedom, you may find your fears lessen. Fear often grows from attachment to safety or control. When you trust that life itself supports you, even through change and uncertainty, fear loses its grip. Detachment also softens your relationship with loss. Loss is an inevitable part of life, whether of a person, opportunity, or phase. When you have loosened attachments, you can grieve deeply yet gently, allowing healing and new growth to come. In moments of attachment, return to your breath. Feel the support of the earth beneath you and the sky above. These simple connections remind you that you are part of a larger flow, where holding and letting go dance together naturally. The Buddha once said, "You only lose what you cling to." This teaching is a gentle reminder to look deeply at where you hold too tightly. It is not to shame, but to invite freedom and peace. Learning to release attachments is a lifelong journey, full of small steps and gentle returns. Sometimes you will stumble, sometimes you will soar. Each movement is a valuable part of your growth. Remember, the heart that lets go is the heart that truly lives. Like a tree that sheds its leaves in autumn, you make space for new life and beauty by releasing what no longer serves you. This path may feel unfamiliar or even unsettling at times, but with patience and kindness, it becomes a source of strength and joy. You learn to trust the flow of life rather than resist it. Detachment is not emptiness, but fullness, the fullness of being present and awake. It is the freedom to love without grasping and to face life with an open heart. As you walk this path, you deepen your connection to yourself and to all beings. Through letting go, you find a peaceful place within, untouched by storms. This peaceful place is your true home, always waiting, always welcoming. Each breath, each moment, offers a new invitation to return to this home, free and whole. So, hold life gently, like the bird in your hand, and watch how your heart blooms with freedom and grace. This is the beautiful art of releasing attachments and becoming a better you. Cultivating compassion for yourself is one of the gentlest and most powerful gifts you can give on the journey to a better you. Often, we are hardest on ourselves, even when we would never speak so harshly to a friend or loved one. But self-compassion is the practice of treating yourself with the same kindness, patience, and understanding that you would offer someone you deeply care about. It is a healing balm that soothes the heart and opens the way to true peace and happiness. Imagine a small child who has just fallen and is crying from the pain. You wouldn't scold or ignore the child. You would offer comfort, a soft embrace, and gentle words. Yet, how often do we neglect this tenderness toward ourselves when we face challenges or make mistakes? Cultivating self-compassion means learning to wrap yourself in this same loving care, no matter your struggles or imperfections. Self-compassion begins with awareness. It means noticing when you are feeling hurt, disappointed, or overwhelmed instead of pushing those feelings away or pretending they don't exist. When you acknowledge your pain, you open the door to healing. This simple act of kindness to yourself is revolutionary because it stops the cycle of suffering caused by judgment and self-criticism. One key teaching of Buddhism is that suffering is a universal part of life. Everyone, without exception, experiences pain, loss, and difficulty. In recognizing this, self-compassion helps you understand that you are not alone in your struggles. Your pain connects you to the human family, and this connection is a deep source of comfort. Often, we are trapped in harsh inner voices that say things like, "I'm not good enough," "I always fail," or "I don't deserve happiness." These voices grow louder when we are tired or stressed, deepening our sadness. Self-compassion is learning to quiet those voices and replace them with gentle encouragement. It's okay to make mistakes. I'm here for you, or you are worthy of love. This practice can begin in simple ways. For example, when you feel upset, place your hand gently on your heart and say softly, "I'm sorry you're feeling this way." This small gesture of kindness to yourself can have a powerful effect, reminding you that you are cared for, even from within. As you cultivate compassion toward yourself, you also develop patience. Change and healing take time. There may be days when old fears or doubts arise, but the compassionate heart remains steady like a warm light in the darkness. It understands that growth is a path, not a destination. Self-compassion also invites forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about excusing hurtful actions, but about releasing the heavy burden of blame that weighs you down. Forgiving yourself opens space for new possibilities and peace. You may find that forgiving yourself allows you to forgive others more easily, creating a cycle of healing for all. This loving kindness to yourself deepens your relationship with your body as well. Many people struggle with feeling disconnected or critical of their physical form. Self-compassion encourages you to appreciate your body's strength and resilience, and to care for it tenderly. When you treat your body with love and respect, it responds with more vitality and well-being. The heart that cultivates compassion becomes a sanctuary. It is a place you can always return to, no matter the storms outside. This sanctuary grows stronger through meditation and reflection, as you nurture a soft and steady presence with yourself. You might wonder how self-compassion relates to growth and becoming better. Sometimes people think being kind to themselves means becoming complacent or lazy. But true self-compassion is full of courage. It helps you face your weaknesses honestly and gently, giving you the strength to change and grow without fear. In moments of failure or disappointment, self-compassion helps you recover quickly. Instead of sinking into despair or frustration, you acknowledge the pain and then gently guide yourself forward. This resilience is a beautiful gift that comes from treating yourself with kindness. Compassion toward yourself also enriches your relationships. When you are gentle and understanding with yourself, it becomes easier to be patient and loving with others. You learn that everyone carries their own struggles and needs kindness. This insight softens your heart and deepens your connections. One of the simplest and most heart-touching practices of self-compassion is loving-kindness meditation. In this practice, you silently send wishes of happiness, health, and peace to yourself. Over time, this creates a powerful inner climate of warmth that transforms how you feel about yourself and your life. As you cultivate compassion, you may notice your fears and anxieties soften. Fear often arises from the sense of being alone or unlovable. But when you embrace yourself with kindness, these fears lose their power to control you. Self-compassion also nurtures gratitude. You begin to appreciate the small but precious things about yourself. Your efforts, your kindness, your courage in difficult times. This gratitude expands your sense of worth and invites more joy into your days. It's important to remember that self-compassion does not mean ignoring your mistakes or problems. Instead, it means facing them with openness and care. When you treat yourself gently, you are more likely to act wisely and with clear purpose. Sometimes, self-compassion reveals hidden pain or old wounds. These are invitations to deeper healing. You might feel sadness or loneliness, but with kindness, these feelings become messengers rather than enemies. They show where your heart needs love and attention. In life's challenges, cultivating compassion becomes a source of strength. It supports you in facing illness, loss, or difficult emotions with courage and grace. Knowing that you are your own best friend makes the hardest moments more bearable. As you continue on this path, your self-compassion grows naturally. You find it easier to forgive yourself and others, to set healthy boundaries, and to live with more joy and ease. These changes happen gently, like a flower slowly opening to the sun. The wisdom of self-compassion teaches that you are enough just as you are. You don't need to prove yourself or earn love. Your true value comes from simply being human, with all your imperfections and beauty. This understanding brings freedom. It frees you from harsh judgments and endless striving. It invites you to rest in the heart of kindness and acceptance, where healing can flourish. Sometimes, cultivating compassion means saying no to the voices that tell you to be perfect or always strong. It means embracing your vulnerability and honoring your needs. This courage deepens your connection with yourself and the world. The compassionate heart is like a gentle garden. It grows with care, patience, and light. Within this garden, seeds of peace, joy, and love take root and blossom. Self-compassion invites you to become your own true friend. This friendship is a source of comfort and strength through all of life's ups and downs. By nurturing this kindness, you create a foundation for lasting happiness. You learn that the best way to care for the world is to begin by caring for yourself. This journey is a beautiful unfolding of your heart's deepest truth, that you are worthy of love, kindness, and peace. As you walk this path, every step is a loving act of becoming a better you. Remember, the heart that loves itself gently can love others more deeply. This is the quiet power that transforms your life and touches the lives of those around you. Through loving yourself, you open the door to a more peaceful, joyful, and compassionate world. The practice of mindful living is a gentle invitation to awaken in each moment, fully present and aware. It is the art of bringing the heart and mind together, moment by moment, to experience life as it truly is. Mindfulness is not something distant or complicated. It is simple and always available. It is the gift of being fully here, in the now. Imagine walking through a beautiful garden. You notice the colors of the flowers, the soft breeze on your skin, the sound of birds singing. When you live mindfully, every experience becomes as vibrant as that walk. You are not lost in worries about the past or the future. Instead, you are fully awake to the pleasure and beauty right before you. Mindful living begins with awareness. Awareness of your breath, your body, your thoughts and feelings. This awareness acts like a gentle anchor, bringing you back whenever your mind drifts away. Life is fast and full of distractions, but mindfulness invites you to pause, breathe, and notice. This pause is a space of peace and clarity. One of the simplest ways to practice mindfulness is to pay attention to your breathing. Each breath is a natural rhythm that connects you to life. When you notice the breath moving in and out, you find a calm center within yourself. This calm is always there, beneath the noise and rush of the day. As you live more mindfully, you begin to see the small details of life that often go unnoticed. The warmth of sunlight, the taste of your food, the feeling of your feet touching the ground. These simple moments hold a deep richness that can fill your heart with gratitude and joy. Mindfulness is also about accepting things as they are, without judgment or resistance. It does not mean you like every moment or want it to stay the same forever. Instead, mindfulness means meeting each moment with openness and kindness, whether it brings happiness or challenge. When difficult emotions arise, fear, anger, sadness, mindful living teaches you to welcome them gently. Instead of pushing feelings away or getting caught in them, you observe them with curiosity. You might notice where the feeling lives in your body or what thoughts come with it. By watching with kindness, the power of these strong emotions often softens. In this way, mindfulness becomes a loving presence with whatever arises in your life. It is like a steady friend who is always there to listen and support without trying to fix or control. This presence creates safety and healing for your heart and mind. Living mindfully also helps you make wise choices. When you are aware of your thoughts and feelings, you are less likely to act out of habit or emotion. You gain the freedom to respond with clarity instead of reacting impulsively. This freedom brings peace and harmony to your relationships and your inner world. Mindfulness is not only for moments of quiet or meditation. It is alive in everything you do. Washing dishes, walking, working, or talking. Each activity can become a mindful practice when you bring your full attention and heart to it. This transforms everyday life into a path of awareness and joy. When you live mindfully, you also become more connected to the natural world. You notice the changing seasons, the rhythm of day and night, and the beauty of all living things. This connection reminds you that you are part of a larger whole, and this awareness can bring a deep sense of belonging and peace. Mindfulness teaches patience. Sometimes we want quick answers or immediate change, but life unfolds in its own time. When you stay present and patient with yourself, you allow growth to happen naturally and gently. This patience is a beautiful kindness to your own journey. You might find that as you practice mindfulness, your ability to concentrate and focus improves. The mind becomes less distracted and scattered. This clarity helps in every area of life, from making decisions to solving problems to enjoying simple pleasures. In the midst of challenges, mindfulness is a refuge. When faced with stress, pain, or uncertainty, the mindful heart remains anchored and calm. You learn to observe difficulties without losing your center, like a sturdy tree bending in the wind but not breaking. Mindful living also nurtures gratitude. When you notice the small gifts each moment offers, a smile from a friend, a quiet morning, a breath of fresh air, you begin to appreciate life more deeply. This gratitude opens your heart and enriches your experience. Another powerful aspect of mindfulness is how it helps you understand your habits and patterns. By watching your thoughts and actions carefully, you see which ones bring joy and which cause suffering. This insight gives you the freedom to choose wisely and cultivate positive change. The practice of mindfulness grows stronger with daily attention. You might set aside time each day to sit quietly and watch your breath, or simply take mindful pauses throughout your day. Each moment of mindfulness adds up, weaving a thread of calm and clarity through your life. Sometimes, mindfulness reveals hidden parts of yourself, old fears, pain, or joy that have been buried under busyness and distraction. Meeting these parts with kindness brings healing. It's like cleaning a dusty room and letting the light shine in again. Mindfulness is not about escaping reality or becoming detached from life. It is about fully embracing life, its beauty, its pain, its mystery, with an open, loving heart. This full embrace transforms your experience, making it richer and more meaningful. As you walk this path, you realize that mindfulness is a way of being, not just a practice. It becomes woven into your daily life, touching everything from your relationships to your work to your quiet moments alone. The mindful heart learns to let go of judgment and blame, both toward others and yourself. Instead, it chooses understanding, forgiveness, and compassion. This choice creates peace within and spreads kindness outward. With mindfulness, you begin to see the impermanence of all things. You notice how thoughts, feelings, and situations rise and fall like waves. This understanding brings a deep freedom, not clinging to what will pass, but appreciating each moment as it comes. You may also find that mindfulness helps you to be less fearful of change and uncertainty. When you stay present with what is, rather than resisting it, you discover a steady ground beneath your feet. This ground is your true strength. Mindfulness invites you to live with intention. You become more aware of your values, your dreams, and the way you want to move through the world. This awareness shapes your actions and brings greater harmony to your life. The practice of mindful living is a gift you give yourself every day. It connects you to your true nature, a peaceful, loving presence that is always here, waiting to be noticed. Through mindfulness, you learn to cherish life's simple wonders and face its challenges with grace. This is the path of awakening, where every step brings you closer to a better you. Remember, in every breath and every moment, you have the chance to live mindfully. This choice is a doorway to peace, wisdom, and joy, a way of living that honors your deepest self and the world around you. May your journey in mindful living be gentle and filled with light, as you discover the beauty and peace that arise when you are fully present in your life, moment by moment. Facing suffering with wisdom is one of the most profound teachings on the path to becoming a better you. Life brings pain and difficulty to all of us. Loss, disappointment, illness, and sorrow. These moments can feel overwhelming, like dark clouds covering the sky. But within Buddhism, suffering is not only seen as an unavoidable part of life, but also as a doorway to deep understanding and transformation. Imagine a heavy rainstorm. At first, the storm feels relentless and confusing, but when the rain stops, the earth is refreshed and new growth begins. In the same way, suffering, when faced with wisdom, can refresh your heart and reveal strength you did not know you had. The first step in facing suffering is to recognize it clearly. Sometimes, we try to avoid pain by distracting ourselves or pretending it does not exist. This is natural, but it often makes the suffering last longer or grow deeper. Instead, Buddhism teaches us to meet suffering honestly and directly, without fear, without running away. When you face suffering with wisdom, you do not fight it or drown in it. You allow it to be, like standing firmly in the rain without trying to block it. This brave acceptance is a kind of strength. It does not mean you enjoy the pain. Rather, you make peace with its presence. One way to cultivate this wisdom is to understand the causes of suffering. Buddhism teaches that much of our pain comes from desire, attachment, and misunderstanding reality. When we cling to things we love or push away things we fear, we create suffering for ourselves. This insight is not meant to blame, but to empower you to live more freely. Wisdom helps you see suffering as a teacher. Every difficult experience carries a message about your needs, your fears, or your patterns. By paying attention, you learn what your heart truly needs and where you might be holding on too tightly. This awareness invites compassion, not only for yourself, but also for others who suffer. When you see your own pain clearly, you recognize that everyone walks a difficult path at times. This shared experience softens the heart and opens the doorway to kindness and understanding. Facing suffering wisely also means not getting lost in stories of hopelessness. The mind often creates narratives that deepen our pain, telling us that things will never get better or that we are alone in our sorrow. Wisdom gently questions these stories, reminding you that change is always possible and that you are never truly alone. The practice of mindfulness is a powerful tool in this process. When you notice suffering arise, mindfulness invites you to observe it without judgment. You might feel the tightness in your chest or the heaviness in your mind. Instead of pushing these feelings away, you welcome them as guests in your heart. This welcoming is not easy at first. Suffering wants to be understood, but often triggers resistance. With patience and kindness, you learn to stay present with the pain. Over time, the sharp edges soften, and the suffering loses its power to overwhelm you. Wisdom also teaches that suffering is not permanent. Like waves in the ocean, painful emotions rise and fall. When you stay present and aware, you witness this movement without getting swept away. This steady presence is a source of deep peace. Another gift of facing suffering with wisdom is resilience, the inner strength to bounce back from hardship. With each challenge faced mindfully, you build a foundation of calm and courage that carries you through life's storms. This resilience does not mean being unaffected by difficulty. Rather, it means being deeply touched by life, yet not broken by it. You learn to bend with the winds of change, rooted in a quiet center that no storm can shake. Wisdom also invites reflection on the nature of self. Often, suffering feels personal and isolating because we identify strongly with the I, who is hurt. Buddhism teaches that the self is not fixed, but ever-changing and interconnected with all life. This understanding can ease the burden of suffering, revealing that you are part of a larger web of support and care. Facing suffering wisely can also deepen your gratitude. In recognizing the difficulties you have overcome, you appreciate life's precious moments more fully. This gratitude is like a warm light that balances the shadows of pain. Sometimes, your suffering may bring you to times of sorrow where words fail and the heart feels heavy. In these moments, silent presence and gentle breath become your closest friends. Simply being with yourself in kindness can be the greatest healing. It is important to remember that facing suffering with wisdom is not about rushing to fix or change it. It is about allowing space for the pain to be seen, felt, and understood. This spaciousness creates room for healing and transformation. In this process, support from others can be a great help. Sharing your struggles with trusted friends or guides can lighten your load and remind you that connection eases pain. You are never alone on this journey. The wisdom to face suffering also brings humility. It reminds you of the fragility and preciousness of life. This humility opens your heart to wonder and deep respect for all living beings, including yourself. Each time you face suffering with openness and courage, you make a step toward freedom. The chains of fear, anger, and despair begin to loosen, and the light of understanding grows stronger. In Buddhist teachings, suffering is called dukkha. This word acknowledges that life's difficulties are real, but also points to the possibility of awakening beyond pain. This awakening is not escaping reality, but fully embracing it with compassion and clarity. Your journey in facing suffering with wisdom is a sacred path. It is not always easy, but it is rich with meaning. You discover a strength and peace that cannot be taken away, no matter what life brings. As you walk this path, you might find yourself surprised by moments of joy and laughter amid the pain. These moments are signs of your heart's resilience and the healing power of wisdom. You also learn to care for yourself gently when you suffer, allowing rest, seeking support, and nurturing your spirit. This self-care is a powerful sign of love and respect for your own life. With each step, you grow in courage to meet life fully, open to both its sorrows and its blessings. This courage is the bright flame of wisdom illuminating your path. Facing suffering with wisdom transforms the way you see yourself and the world. It opens you to the truth that pain and joy are woven together in the fabric of life. In embracing this truth, you become a source of light and hope for others. Your journey inspires those around you to face their own challenges with gentleness and strength. Remember, suffering is not the end but a passage. With wisdom as your guide, you walk through it and emerge renewed, deeper, and more compassionate. This path invites you to trust life, even when it is hard, and to discover the quiet heart of peace that lives within you always. May you find strength in your struggles and wisdom in your pain, growing ever closer to a better, kinder, and more awakened you. Transforming negative emotions is a gentle and powerful process that opens the door to a better you. Everyone experiences feelings like anger, fear, jealousy, and sadness at times. These emotions can feel overwhelming and heavy, clouding the heart and mind. But Buddhism offers a kind and wise way to understand and change these difficult emotions so they no longer control you. Instead, they become teachers that guide you toward peace and compassion. Imagine a stormy sky filled with dark clouds. At first, the storm feels wild and frightening, but eventually, the clouds clear and the sun shines again. Negative emotions are like those clouds, natural parts of life that come and go. By learning to face these feelings with kindness and wisdom, you help the clouds pass and bring the light of calm and joy back into your heart. The first step in transforming negative emotions is to become aware of them. Often, we don't fully notice our feelings because the mind is busy or distracted. Mindfulness helps you pay close attention to what you are experiencing inside. You might notice tightness in your chest when you feel angry or a heavy sadness in your stomach. By recognizing these sensations early, you can gently respond rather than being swept away by the emotion. When a strong emotion arises, it is natural to want to push it away or ignore it. But the teaching of Buddhism encourages you to stay present with the feeling without judgment or fear. Imagine sitting quietly with a close friend who is hurting. You don't try to fix their pain immediately. You just listen and offer comfort. In the same way, you can be a caring friend to your own difficult emotions. By accepting your emotions instead of fighting them, you create space for transformation. This space is like a garden bed where seeds of understanding and compassion can grow. Holding your feelings with kindness reduces their intensity and allows you to see them more clearly. Understanding the causes of negative emotions is also very helpful. Often, these feelings arise from unmet needs, fears, or old memories. Anger might come from feeling hurt or powerless, jealousy from insecurity, and sadness from loss. When you understand where your emotions come from, you can address the root causes gently and wisely. Buddhism teaches that all emotions, even the difficult ones, are temporary. Like waves in the ocean, they rise, peak, and fall away. When you learn to observe your emotions with calm and clarity, you see this natural flow and realize that no feeling lasts forever. This understanding brings great relief. Another powerful teaching is that negative emotions usually grow when we feed them with judgment or resistance. For example, when you feel angry and then criticize yourself for being angry, the discomfort doubles. Self-compassion helps you soften this pattern. By treating yourself kindly even when emotions are intense, you reduce suffering and open the way for healing. Transformation also happens through gentle breath and body awareness. When emotions arise, your breath may become shallow or quick, and your body may tense. Bringing calm, slow breaths and relaxing your muscles can soothe your nervous system and ease the emotional storm. Sometimes, expressing your emotions in healthy ways helps the transformation process. This might mean talking with a trusted friend, writing about your feelings, or engaging in creative outlets like drawing or music. These acts help release energy trapped in the emotion and bring new insight. Cultivating positive emotions is another important part of transformation. Practices like gratitude, loving kindness meditation, and joyful appreciation help nurture warmth and light in your heart. When you replace anger with understanding, fear with courage, and jealousy with contentment, your life becomes richer and more peaceful. The practice of forgiveness plays a key role in transforming negative emotions. Holding on to anger or resentment can weigh heavily on your heart. Forgiving does not mean forgetting or excusing hurt, but freeing yourself from the burden of bitterness. Forgiveness is an act of love and strength that opens your heart to healing. You might notice that transforming emotions is not always linear. Sometimes feelings return, and old habits reappear. This is natural on any path of growth. With patience and gentle attention, you learn to respond to these moments with renewed kindness rather than frustration. It's important to remember that transforming emotions is not about suppression or denial. It's about seeing the full truth of your feelings and then choosing how to respond wisely. This choice is your true power. As you practice this transformation, you may find your relationships also change for the better. When you understand and manage your feelings well, you communicate more clearly and listen more deeply. You respond with less anger or fear and more compassion and calm. Sometimes, negative emotions arise from misunderstandings with others. Mindfulness and awareness help you see situations from different perspectives, reducing conflict and creating space for harmony and forgiveness. The wisdom gained from transforming emotions also nurtures humility. You see your human challenges with gentle acceptance and recognize the struggles in those around you. This humility softens the heart and deepens your connection with all beings. This journey invites you to become a skilled gardener of your inner world. You tend to the weeds of anger and fear with care, watering instead the flowers of kindness, joy, and peace. Over time, your garden blooms with light and warmth, You may also discover the strength in vulnerability, the courage to face your feelings openly rather than hiding them. This openness brings freedom and invites genuine connection with others. Transforming negative emotions is a path of self-discovery. You learn the depth and complexity of your heart and the incredible potential for healing within you. Each step you take toward transformation is a step toward freedom. A freedom from being ruled by painful feelings and a movement toward living with clarity, peace, and joy. This path also deepens your trust in life. You learn that, no matter what emotions arise, you have the inner wisdom and kindness to meet them and grow beyond them. Remember, emotions are messengers, not enemies. When you listen with a loving heart, they guide you to greater understanding and compassion. The practice of transforming emotions is a lifelong journey. It is not about becoming perfect, but about embracing your humanity with grace and courage. Through this practice, you become more resilient, more loving, and more awake. You discover a peace that is not dependent on circumstances, but flows from a heart that is wise and open. May you walk this path with gentleness, patience, and love, transforming your emotions into guides that lead you to a better, kinder, and freer you. Building harmony with others is a gentle, lifelong art that deeply shapes the quality of our lives and the lives of those around us. We are social beings, woven together like threads in a tapestry, connected by invisible bonds of love, understanding, and shared experience. Yet, relationships can also be sources of conflict, misunderstanding, and pain. The path to harmony begins with simple kindness and grows through patience, awareness, and compassion. Imagine a quiet river flowing smoothly between its banks. When the river flows freely, it nurtures the land and life around it. But when obstacles block its way, the water may become turbulent or stagnant. Similarly, our relationships need care and openness to flow with love and peace rather than obstacles and tension. At the heart of harmony is deep listening. Listening not only with your ears, but with your heart. Often, we hear words but miss the feelings beneath them. When you listen fully, without interrupting or planning what to say next, you create a space where others feel seen and valued. This sincere attention is one of the simplest, yet most powerful gifts you can offer. Harmony also begins with understanding your own feelings and needs clearly. When you know what is happening inside, you communicate more honestly and calmly. This honesty builds trust because others can feel your genuine intention. Buddhism teaches that right speech, speaking truthfully, kindly, and at the right time, is a foundation of peaceful relationships. Patience is another essential quality in building harmony. Relationships are not perfect. They have ups and downs, misunderstandings, and mistakes. When you bring patience, you soften the heart and allow space for growth and forgiveness. Patience teaches us that change takes time and that everyone is on their own journey. Compassion is the heart of connection. When you see others as fellow travelers who struggle and suffer, your heart opens naturally. Compassion helps you move beyond blame and judgment, replacing them with kindness and care. It is the gentle thread that mends broken bridges and strengthens bonds. Sometimes, building harmony means letting go of the need to be right or to control others. This can be difficult because we often identify strongly with our opinions and desires. But when you loosen this grip, space opens for mutual respect and understanding. You realize that harmony is more important than winning a small argument. Harmony also grows through forgiveness. Holding on to anger or resentment weighs heavily on the heart and prevents true connection. Forgiving is a gift you give yourself as much as to others. It frees you from the past and invites peace and healing into your relationships. In nurturing harmony, kindness in small actions matters deeply. A smile, a helping hand, a word of encouragement. These gestures build warmth and trust over time. They are like stitches sewing fabric together gently and beautifully. True harmony is not about agreement on everything, but about accepting differences with respect and openness. When you embrace diversity in opinions, backgrounds, and personalities, you learn and grow richer. This acceptance broadens your heart and deepens your wisdom. Sometimes, challenges in relationships arise from unmet expectations or miscommunication. Mindfulness helps by bringing attention to what is really happening. When you notice your own reactions without judgment, you respond more wisely and gently. Honest, kind communication helps clear misunderstandings before they grow into conflicts. Sharing your feelings without blame and listening to others without defense creates a safe space for connection. This safety allows love and trust to flourish. Building harmony also includes setting healthy boundaries. Loving others does not mean sacrificing your well-being. When you care for yourself and communicate your needs respectfully, relationships become balanced and nourishing for all involved. Harmony invites you to let go of perfection. Expecting others or yourself to be flawless only breeds frustration. Instead, embracing imperfections with humor and humility makes relationships more real and joyful. In this process, you learn to celebrate the joys and successes of others with a sincere heart. Genuine happiness for another's good fortune deepens bonds and creates a ripple of positivity. Harmony also means being present, truly there with another person in moments big or small. Whether sharing a laugh or sitting in silence, presence is the gift that connects hearts beyond words. When disagreements arise, harmony calls for mindful responses rather than reactions. Pausing to breathe and reflect before speaking helps keep the conversation gentle and constructive. The journey of building harmony with others is also a journey of deep self-discovery. As you engage deeply with others, you uncover parts of yourself, your fears, your joys, your capacity to love and forgive, that you might not have noticed before. You come to see that every relationship is a mirror reflecting your own inner world. This reflection invites growth, healing, and greater understanding of who you truly are. Harmony teaches humility. It reminds you that every person you meet carries their own story, struggles, and gifts. This knowledge softens your heart and opens it wider. When you live with harmony, life feels lighter and more joyful. You become a source of peace and love in your community, inspiring others through your example. This harmony is not something distant or perfect to be achieved someday. It begins with simple acts of kindness, patience, and understanding here and now, with the people in your life today. As you cultivate this art, you nourish your own heart and help create a more peaceful world. The gentle ripples of harmony spread far beyond what you can see. Remember, every relationship you touch is an opportunity to sow seeds of peace and love. Even small efforts have great power. Through building harmony, you learn the true meaning of connection, meeting others with an open heart and walking together in kindness. May your relationships be blessed with warmth, understanding, and deep peace, guiding you gently toward a better you and a better world for all. Walking forward as a better you is not about arriving at a fixed destination or becoming perfect. It is a lifelong journey of small steps, gentle awakenings, and deepening kindness. It is about embracing who you are right now, while opening your heart to grow, change, and shine more fully. This last part is an invitation to walk this path with courage and warmth, carrying the wisdom you have gathered into every moment of your life. Imagine the path before you as a winding river that flows endlessly. Sometimes the current is smooth and easy. Other times it carries you through rapids and bends. Walking forward as a better you means trusting the flow of life, knowing that each experience, whether joyful or challenging, is part of your journey toward peace and happiness. One of the most important things to remember on this path is compassion, for yourself and for all beings. Compassion is the gentle heart that embraces your struggles, forgives your mistakes, and celebrates your efforts. It is also the bright light that connects you to others, reminding you that no one walks alone. Together, we move forward, supporting and uplifting one another with kindness. In the process of becoming better, you will face moments of doubt, tiredness, or frustration. These moments are natural and do not mean failure. Like clouds passing across the sky, difficult feelings come and go. What matters most is how you treat yourself when these moments arise. With patience and gentle care, you learn to keep moving forward, step by step, trusting in your own strength and resilience. Walking forward also means living with awareness and presence. When you bring your full attention to each moment, you open yourself to life's richness and depth. Whether in simple daily tasks or in moments of quiet reflection, being present allows you to experience life fully, without being lost in regrets about the past or worries about the future. This presence is a gift you carry with you, a quiet sanctuary of calm and clarity that you can return to any time. It supports you in making wise choices, responding kindly, and finding joy in the ordinary. As a better you also carry the wisdom of impermanence, the understanding that all things change. This wisdom helps you let go of clinging and fear, opening your heart to the flow of life. You become more flexible, more open, and more alive. Along this journey, continue cultivating the qualities of mindfulness, compassion, patience, and forgiveness. These are the gentle companions that nurture your growth and light your way. Remember that the path is not solitary. Your connection with others, family, friends, community, is a source of joy and support. Building harmony and sharing kindness enrich both your life and theirs. Every act of kindness, every moment of awareness, every breath taken with intention contributes to your transformation. There is no act too small, no moment wasted. Each is a thread weaving the beautiful tapestry of your life. Growth often happens quietly and gradually, like a seed sprouting underground before breaking through the surface. Be patient with yourself and trust in this natural unfolding. When you stumble or feel lost, gently bring your attention back to your breath, your heart, and your intention. These anchors hold you steady and remind you of your true nature. A better you is not a distant ideal, but a living reality unfolding in every choice you make to be kind, present, and courageous. Your journey also inspires others. By living authentically and compassionately, you invite those around you to awaken their own path to peace and happiness. Your light becomes a beacon in the world. As you continue, embrace the mystery and beauty of life. Celebrate your uniqueness and the gifts you bring. Trust that each moment holds new possibilities and discoveries. Let go of the need to control every outcome. Instead, surrender to the flow with confidence that you have everything you need within you to face whatever comes. Walking forward as a better you is a continuous dance of learning, loving, healing, and awakening. It is the dance of your heart and spirit growing ever brighter and deeper. May your steps be gentle, your heart open, and your spirit strong as you move forward on this sacred journey. Thank you for sharing this journey here with Wisdom Woven. There are so many views, but only 0.3% subscribe. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel to support this path of love and wisdom. May you walk your path with peace, joy, and boundless kindness, becoming a better you in every moment, today and always.